All right. So I know many of you guys probably been waiting to hear from me and hear my take on the P. Diddy documentary, the Puff documentary on Netflix. Whoa. Needless to say that layers upon layers upon layers of, oh, that documentary was something else. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. I tried to give you guys my own personal history of growing up with P. Diddy. I tried to point to y'all where the problem came from day one. I tried to tell y'all that in 1980, when I first met him and his mom, that she looked at like Little Kim then, you know what I'm saying? I spoke to you and told you about the experiences me and him had growing up playing together. That was deep rooted into who he is, and that was beyond, who we are, as a child. And what happens is when we become older, we make up these characters to, and we able to sometimes use the character to cover up who we really are. I had gave y'all an insight on him as a child, so that was an insight onto who he really was. I'm gonna give y'all some more insight. The word insight that I haven't heard any of these platforms talk about. I haven't heard anyone talk about, this is gonna be some amazing information to y'all. Puff went to Catholic school. The name of the Catholic school he went to was St. Michael's. Are you familiar with that? All right, so he went to St. Michael's Catholic school, graduated. He graduated in 1987. In 1987, and 88, 89, St. Michael's Catholic school was hit with a huge scandal. And the scandal that they was hit with was the priest was sexually having relationships and assaulting the boys. The boys was having relationships with the priest. I don't even have to talk about that further. That was his school. He went there. I'm not insinuating anything. But it's very interesting, wouldn't you say? Now, getting back to this documentary. People, do I think what 50 did was wrong? I'm sure he had his own personal reasons. I'm sure he had his own personal reasons. But I can't be like others and Oh, he shouldn't be doing this, he shouldn't have did this, and all of this and that, and to over Trump what was presented on that documentary. That can't, oh man, I can't like, say that, but overlooking what was presented, can you? Maybe you can. And there's a lot that documentary that I know about didn't have. Why didn't it speak about the death of Wolf? You know what I'm saying? Wolf, yeah, remember Gene Deal came on our show. Gene Deal talked about him lining up Wolf. Gene Deal talked about that whole situation, about how, Wolf put up the money to help keep Craig Mack and Big around because they was needing money, and that it was something to $300,000 that he never got. He was killed before he got it, and then his mother never received the money back either. And that a phone call was made, and it was said something to the effect to do what you gotta do, and he even said that he had even lined that whole situation. That was nowhere in the doc. So it's a whole lot of things that I'm aware of that wasn't in the doc, but just dealing what was actually in the doc was overwhelming. I did not have any idea that these are the things I wasn't aware of. I wasn't aware that Big paid for his own funeral. That can't be ignored. That was a big show that was put on, and his estate was charged for it. I can't, you know what I'm saying? That's ignominious. Look it up. I can't ignore that this guy, Kurt Burrows, says that Big had a contract that said one thing, and then after his death, a whole section was taken out and replaced with a section that leaned more favorably towards the record label. I can't ignore those things that stick out in the documentary. I mean, those were things that just right off top just catch you. You could go on to the Tupac stuff, The documentary is definitely, it's very interesting, the accusations that's in the, that I saw. And what I could say is this, is that, no man is innocent, so we all should be working out our own salvation with fear and trembling. If he could get exposed, you could get exposed. I could get exposed. We all could be exposed. And when we are exposed, which we are already exposed, so let me take that back. You're already exposed. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing in secret. I already explained that to you before. When you're in the corner of your room and you think nobody's seeing, nobody looking, and you thinking you're all by yourself and you dig up your nose, somebody sees you, there's something watching you. So nothing is ever a secret. It's the darkest thing, not even your thoughts. You understand? Forget your actions. Your thoughts are not even in secret. What happened with Puff? Puff got sunk in, and the further deeper that you are within the lie, remember we spoke about that earlier, is the further you are within your sinning, the closer you are to death. And as we spoke before, you become sick from your sin. The accusations that's made in that documentary is outstanding. But again, I come to wonder why they forgetting some things. Why didn't they even mention Clive Davis? I really wonder. Clive don't have nothing to do with any of this? Very interesting. Clive Davis, the one who has been behind all of the celebrity sensations from Whitney Houston to Puff to everybody that came up under those umbrellas. He's not mentioned nowhere in the doc, but he is 51% owner of Bad Boy. And he funded it. And there's accusations that there was possibly a love relationship there. I don't know. You've heard it. But he's not mentioned nowhere. Okay. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, it's still a lot of questions. You know what I'm saying? Still a lot of questions. None of us get away in these top positions without a handler. And our handler allows us to get away with, but so much. And you've seen that in every situation. You know what I'm saying? And these people are all of the devil. So you already know if you are of the devil comes back and gets his. Now, what you need to look at is when does the devil come back and get you? 15 years ago, 20 years ago, this man was on top of the world. For my generation, he ruled. Y'all made him a celebrity. Y'all celebrated him like a god. And now, in 2000, going on 26, look what he was brought down to. And look how old he is. In his youth, he was definitely in a lie, but it looked like he was reigning supreme. For you that's in your youth, do you look like you're now reigning supreme? Do it look like you're beautiful in the mirror? You think that you're caught up in the lie? That documentary reveals our own weaknesses that we should be aware of. I've shared all this stuff with you guys. I tried to tell you pornography was directly connected to the devil, and that the person that created pornography and the people that created pornography created it to destroy the followers of Christ. That is a documented fact. Did you not look and study and understand throughout all of this that basically the man is addicted to porn? Where do you think he got it all from? And if you watch something long enough, you will try to live it out. Oh, why do you think that I keep coming at y'all about this internet, this television, this music, and everything else? Should I rewind? If you watch something long enough, you start to act it out. What do you think happened to us as children, listening to that gangster music, listening to that music that degraded black women, that degraded any women, that degraded the human family of God? What do you think happened? You think that we were able to listen to tales of being big-time drug lords, watching movies of big-time Scarface guys? And that somewhere in our life, when we went back to our reality, that somewhere after pumping all of this into your brain that is a sponge, that you would not then try to reflect those thoughts into your own actions? That's definitely what happened with us. And it's happening to you. So I just got to combat against that and bring y'all truth as much as I can. Now, with this documentary, it uncovers to me that, man, I'm glad that I never bumped into my bro back then. I was kind of pissed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When I saw Mason them took off and all of them took off, I was a little pissed. I'm like, yo, this dude, my dude used to fight in the house with this dude. God damn it, I could rap. Why the hell, God, you ain't bring the, you know what I'm saying? You know, Ma. You know, got Janet number, call her something. Like, this dude, you see, this dude that made it. You gotta get a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I dodged that. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, it would have never worked for me. You know what I'm saying? I'd have never put on a shiny suit. I'm sorry, guys. You know what I'm saying? I would have never conformed to him talking to me in certain type of ways. I would have, you know, that ain't never been me. You know what I'm saying? I was always me. And those that know that I was always the boss. I was always who I am, and you know, and so that would have never worked. But like I said, I'm glad I ducked that one.